there, Gwen Whitmore here. I wanted to try to tease out inquiry based learning for you guys a bit before your assignment that's due Thursday, and specifically before your civics lesson plans. We need to make sure that you guys have a better understanding of exactly what we um, are expecting as far as inquiry-based learning goes. I have pulled up here on the screen from worksheetlibrary.com. I don't usually use this resource, but I did find that I was fond of this kind of concept map that they have included. Inquiry-based teaching is truly when students are in charge of their learning. You have to bear with me with my reading glasses here. Things are different size on the screen and my page. I'll try to make this as concise as possible. But inquiry-based comes from a place of questioning, student questioning. Like your civics assignment, you were given a choice of a question to select, one that you felt compelled to dig into. Now, this can be the practice in inquiry-based teaching. You can give students a realm of questions for them to have that freedom of choice. Or as older students can manage, they can develop their own questions. So by engaging the student, they are going to take responsibility for their learning. It comes from a place of questioning. Prompting is fine in the lower grades. The older the students get, you want them to sort of have a concept that triggers a question that they develop on their own, where they learn something new. If you can see from the concept map that's here, the graphic organizer shows a evolution from determining what they want to investigate, whether they've come up with the question on their own or it's been given to them by their instructor, and then the data collection. This is the guts, this is the meat of the lesson plan. Students are going to research their topic. They are going to do this on their own, and in much of the students need to have this time in class. This shouldn't be done independently. This is classwork so that you, as their teacher, can be their head researcher. You can help to guide them, make sure they have the resources to find what they choose to look for. And so that isn't an independent piece. In this manner, this makes inquiry-based learning differentiated automatically because students can use the resources that lend themselves to their type of learning. Students can be inclusive. All students can be inclusive in the classroom. Inquiry-based really reaches all types of learners because it is student-driven. That is the goal in inquiry-based, student-driven. Please keep that in mind. This is not where teachers stand up and lecture on a given topic. Students read a book or an article, answer questions, and then take a test. That is not inquiry-based. That is teacher-driven instruction. Inquiry-based is student-driven. Students research, classwork, perhaps interviews, any avenue, a field trip, a movie, perhaps, a book, a novel of types, can be this type of research. If students can find any type of research to support and find documentation to answer the question that they're considering. The outcome is not, like I said, an assessment. The outcome would be when students culminate an activity, an artifact, create a video, a newscast, when they truly examine and discuss and then convey their findings, convey their quote unquote answers based on the analysis, based on what research they've done. This problem statement question, as Alice and I have laid out, data collection, examining the findings, and then based on what they have found, they're going to relate it to that original question and convey it. And that takes our students to a higher level of learning. If they can think about thinking, if they can think about what they've learned and convey it, the reflection is also important in this conclusive analysis that they have at the end. You may want to give them a rubric for their outcome, for their final piece, just so that you can make sure that they understand that they need to convey their knowledge. They need to be able to talk about what they've learned, share it with their peers in a peer type relationship. So this can happen in second grade. This can happen in seventh grade, all the way up through high school, and clearly in college, because you are in an inquiry-based class currently. It is student driven. You find what you want to learn about and make it new. We all know history, that it's inquiry that has made the Broadway show Hamilton so popular. It's clearly a topic we know, but it has come to us in a different manner. That is the whole point of inquiry. Trying to come up with some benefits for students. Their voices, they are going to be more motivated and more invested in their learning if what they're learning is driven by themselves and they're motivated and invested. It's authentic. Their motivation is authentic. It's not teacher driven or parent forced. The differentiation is there. We've mentioned that. Let me go ahead and scroll down. There are some procedures here. Formulate the question. Once the question's posed, the pupils are encouraged to investigate the topic by gathering the information. We talked about that. Give students a question or have them develop a question based around a topic. You are going to kind of lead them. You're going to guide them, but it is going to be student driven. They research, gather the information. They can work with groups. This could be collaborative or partnered. When they've gathered the information, organize it, outline it, and they're going to decide how they can present this information. Analyze it for further investigation, and then draw conclusions and share. Reflections are encouraged, just reflecting on their practice, what they've done that led them to this conclusion at the end. This seems perhaps new, perhaps different, but it's not. It really is what good teachers have always done, is given students choices, making the learning student driven. I think if you can try to get away from that dictated piece of information, that practice and assessment, if you can get away somewhat of that traditional cycle and think about your lessons being led by students, then you will be successful in your assignments, not only in class here with Alice and I, but within your lesson plans that you're going to develop for students. Again, to give credit where credit's due, Worksheet Library has the inquiry-based cycle. I have also listed some other information in Module 2 on Canvas. Please feel free to reach out to Alice or I. We want to make sure you're concrete on inquiry-based learning. So feel free to contact either one of us.